ever in the United States Supreme Court. What a shame. And what a shame it is for so many other people whose world that isn't. That's not his world, and it's not their world. These are legitimate people. They're not in the world of con, and the world of obstruct, and the world of resist. He never thought this was even a possibility. He's startled. He can't believe this is happening. His wife is devastated. His children are devastated. I don't mean they're like, oh, gee, I'm a little unhappy. They're devastated. And it's because these Democrats, and they know. When I see Schumer, who never even saw this woman, I believe her 100%. And I see these other senators that I deal with on a daily basis. I know them better than they know themselves. It's just a game for them. But it's a very dangerous game. Know themselves. It's just a game for them. But it's a very dangerous game for our country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I think I want to pick up where the president said that this is a con job, because we've seen what happens when Democrats can't go through the legal process. This is what happens. They decide that they want it in the court of public opinion because they don't have enough evidence. We saw it in the Duke lacrosse case. We saw it in the University of Virginia case, where the Rolling Stones wrote this big article about that and end up having to pay these guys because they did not have enough evidence to take this to a court of law.
How did that have to do with Democrats?
The judge keeps saying that he wants fairness. He's not going to get fairness. The only way he's going to get fairness is in a court of law.
Tommy, you know what the president said there, we kind of get to a place where you can see it will only be women who are nominated for posts and promoted to CEO at this point, because anybody else, it seems like, could be vulnerable. At the same time, you know, you hear from executives who say, I don't want to hire women anymore because it's too dangerous for me. There are so many externalities to this.
Well, that puts women in a bad position. It really does, because it means that we're getting a position not because of our merit, but because we are the safe option, or it means we're not getting a position because the males that we're around feel that it's too dangerous. They're afraid of lawsuits. They're afraid of allegations. So it puts women in a difficult position. And furthermore, I live in Los Angeles. That's kind of the birthplace of this whole Me Too movement. It started out in what I believe is a great thing, which was bringing women out that had actually been assaulted, that were coming out and saying, this happened to me, we've been quiet for too long. And then it turned ugly. Then it turned to this. It turned into, oh, I can make some politically convenient allegations, I can ruin someone's life, I can ruin someone's family, and we can do it all in the name of the Me Too movement. But really, it's Democrat-driven, it's Hollywood-driven, and I think the American people are really sick and tired of it.
You don't
Absolutely.
want
I personally choose to always believe the women in this circumstance.
But how can you, as a woman, how can you say that just because we're women, we should always be believed? You don't think that women are capable of lying? You don't think women are capable of scheming? I mean, you worked for Hillary Clinton, so I'm guessing you know that. You don't think that women are capable of lying? You don't think women are capable of scheming? I mean, you worked for Hillary Clinton, so I'm guessing you know that. But you think we should just take women's word as gospel? That's infuriating to me as a woman. Because I don't look at other women and say, I'm just going to believe you because we have the same biological making. I think that's wrong.
This is actually the problem that we have right now. With a lot of women who are scared to come forward. I believe that when something happened, in this case, 36 years ago, and Dr. Ford finally has the courage to come forward, and a lot of other women are finally having the courage to come forward.
She didn't have the courage. Y'all pushed her out there.
She chose to come forward herself.
Hang on, one at a time. Let her finish. Go ahead, Adrienne.
No, the bottom line is, I think when we have these conversations like this, we are discouraging women who truly have been victims of sexual assault and harassment from being able to come forward.
So don't you think we've gotten a little past that, though? I mean, there was the discouragement to come forward, but now we're at a point where it seems like people feel comfortable going forward. And didn't we kind of see this coming when people started saying you have to believe the women no matter what? I mean, a red light went off in a lot of people's minds where you said, wait a second, it doesn't make sense to believe any group of people, no matter what they say, based on the group that they are. Maybe you listen to them and you go look into it and you show them respect, but you don't automatically decide they're right. I think she has been listened to and she has been shown respect and she's been invited to come and tell her story. I'm not totally convinced we're going to see her on Thursday because her team keeps changing the demands. I mean, at first they said that they wouldn't have senators involved, and then, you know, there was somebody else was going to ask the questions. Now they're offended by that. I mean, they keep kind of changing the rules around it. But I think everybody deserves to be heard and to be respected, but you don't get to be believed automatically.
Lawrence, I want to give you the last word, just in terms of what we could see later this week and what you're watching for.
Well, I don't think she's going to show. I think people have been very critical of the people asking questions because, quite frankly, the story hasn't checked out with the witnesses. People are saying they weren't there. People are saying they don't understand why they were mentioned. And I'm sorry, I used to be a Democrat. And I remember the stories of the Democrats when they told me, remember Emmett Till, because people do lie. And so this is new for the Democratic Party because this is not justice. This man is not having a fair hearing. And this should be settled in a court of law. But guess what? It can't. So this should be a done deal.